I don't know. I actually really want to try Mega Diancie. I think. Do you know the ironic thing? I wanted to run Mega Diancie as my first Mega, but people are like, "No, it's so bad." I was listening to the analysis, and they're like,
People saying it's bad. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm just telling you.
hmm.
How could you be bad with a mixed attacking fairy type attacker? An offensive fairy. It's an offensive fairy. How do you go wrong with that?
I think Dom's has given me an idea for my two first picks.
Okay. It's
Oh,
tomorrow night, the draft, right?
it's
Real
tonight.
time.
Well, for me, it's okay. Let me put it like this: it's 12 hours time.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow night.
Oh well, in
Actually,
this,
it's exactly 24 hours for me. Well, 26 minutes over 24 hours. Like 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. EST, right?
is it? Isn't it? No, it's only 12 hours. It's 10 a.m.
10 a.m.?
I think so.
Oh. Is it a.m. or p.m.? I don't know.
I'm
Whatever.
pretty. Like, I just know it's 12 hours my time.
All right. So, now, what is your favorite NU Pokemon in the draft?
Kabuskin.
Combuskin? Okay, my favorite is Miltank, and I'll tell you why. It's the most broken NU Pokemon.
It
That's
is.
it.
Okay,
That's it.
here's why I love Combuskin. It beat Hale first game with Will-O-Wisp, and Emmanuel has showed me some crazy sets to run with it, and like it can live a Landorus's Earthquake with Everlight, max defense, max in a
Well,
Baton Pass. Like, I'm gonna draft it again if I can. It's such a good thing.
Miltank walls every fire type, every ice type, and every grass type. There we go. That's Miltank.
Mm.
It could use Stealth Rocks. It has pretty deep, really good coverage in the elemental punches and earthquake and normal stab. It has its own milk drink. It can curse sweep. It's not really viable to curse sweep, but it can. It could set up stealth rocks. It could set up stealth rocks, and it could also set up stealth rocks.
Next minute, Dom with A12 on top 10 NU mons in the draft format.
Oh, Miltank is number one. That's it. Good day. Gastrodon is another good NU Pokemon.
Yeah,
It's good because it's NU. That's the only reason why it's good.
yeah.
So you get a lot of value out of NU Gastrodon.
All right,
And
let's.
RU, I wouldn't touch it.
All right,
NU, I like it.
I feel like we're going on a bit of a tangent again. Let's go back to the
Ah,
quote.
all right. I got a question for you.
Yep.
Uh, what is your lifelong dream?
Okay, my lifelong dream is going to be a long answer because people who know me well know that this has been my long-term dream for a while now is to one day be a philanthropist, which is someone who's really rich. If people want to donate to my fund of being rich, please just put $5 in the description. Just comment $5, and
Hey,
what
this
YouTube.
stuff you donate to Dom the God. Come on, gods get the money. Don't
No, no,
regular
no.
people.
But
Birds don't get money. Gods get money.
Dom, we have tithe. Do you know what tithe is?
Nope, I have no idea what type is.
Okay, so tithe is what they refer to as when a religious organization takes money off people for like a cut fee. So like, if if everyone gave me $5, I would only get $4, and you'd be getting a dollar. Like,
I
how does
think
that?
I think
But like the other way around would be a lot fairer, I think. If I was getting the $1 and you're getting the $4.
okay.
So yeah. So my lifelong dream is to build youth hostels. In Australia, we have probably one of the not the worst, but as a nation, it's definitely something we turn a sort of blind eye to is homelessness of youth on the street and the criminal youth justice system. Um, Unlike America, you can't report on young offenders in Australia, so the statistics and things like that are a lot less clear. Like I know in America, for example, like this, how old is the Stanford rapist that just got convicted? 18, 19? Like you wouldn't
Hmm.
hear it. Like we probably hear a lot more about American sort of child offenders than we do in Australia. And I believe that poverty is the main reason for young people to commit crime. And I see
I
it
I agree. I'll agree with that. I agree with that.
like I see that some.
Yo! Oh my God! CoroCoro just got leaked like right now.
Yeah, I
Holy
know.
shit! We got a koala. Holy shit!
Got a
It's
cool.
hugging a log. What the fuck?
It's actually eucalyptus, mate.
And there's a Poochiana thing. I love it. I want the koala. I want it.
Yeah.
Holy shit! The fuck, man! I want the koala. Give me
Yeah,
the
okay.
koala.
Yeah. So back on the topic because I'll just cut that out in the editing because I've got to edit this.
Oh,
No,
dang
but
it.
like I'll put it in later and we'll talk about it. Yeah, but back. Yeah. So
I'm sorry. I
it's all
just
good.
got too hyped.
It's all good. Yeah. So yeah, back to the point. So when I was in year 10, which is a couple of years ago, we found out that roughly 500 young Australians live on the street every night. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot of people, but some a country like Australia, which only has a population of 22
First
million,
off, you're a continent. Don't underplay it. You're a continent.
we are a continent. Yeah, but like with a population of 22 million, that means that 1 in 44 live on the street in terms of young
That's
Australians.
horrible. That's
And
horrible, man.
like we have a lot
Hey, in
more.
America, I think it's 1 in 5 people,
Yeah,
or 1 in 6 around there.
definitely.
But it's not as bad there. But
It,
it's
it definitely is.
close.
But I feel as though that America has made a lot of decisions to not help the homeless. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like whereas in Australia, like I'd love to be able to do it internationally one day and like help other countries. Another place is like Detroit and Michigan. I think really deserve to be focused on, and I don't want to turn this into a full political sort of thing, but to put it into perspective, America at the moment, 50% of their budget goes towards their military. The common joke,
Yeah.
the common thing that puts it in perspective, I see, is they put a photo of Detroit up, and they go, look at this poor place in Syria and needs America to save it. Oh no, wait, that's Detroit. And like it's funny, but like it's a real like black humor and something that I think is actually
Hey,
quite sad. Is
I
that
live in New York. I live on Long Island.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like I think it's something that's really quite sad, and I feel that doesn't get enough attention because everyone's pretty focused with their own sort of materialistic wealth. That like because I'm a sort of half a sort of Marxist in the fact that I think that everyone deserves an even playing field, and I feel as though if we can get those children out of poverty and educate them, there will be a lot of money saved because there would be a lot less need for a juvenile detention system, and the amount of money that goes into housing
I think
prison.
no matter what, you're gonna need a juvenile system. Like that's just human nature. You
Yeah,
know what
but
I'm saying?
like
Always gonna need a jail. We're always gonna need these things we don't want to have, but we're
yeah,
gonna need them.
but like volume wise though, you know, like I remember hearing in America recently they started sending people to adult prisons because they didn't have room in their juvenile ones, and like jail's a scary place for anyone, and I don't care what anyone says that I don't fear jail. I think that
Have you been to jail before?
no, I haven't, but
Has this Birdman been to jail? Have you killed somebody?
I killed
Am I
Dom,
talking to a murderer?
killed Dom 3 hours ago. No, but I had I know people who've been to jail and who have made offences in the past, and they literally say that everyone says they're not scared of jail until you go into jail. You have to. I don't think people realize is once you go into jail, you are the jail's bitch. You know you may control everyone else in the jail, but at the end of the day, the jail is your bitch. Is you're the jail's bitch. You can't escape. You only have certain hours to see other people. You're forced to interact with the same guys every day. Um, the best example of that was have I don't know if you've ever watched it, but it was America History X.
Oh, I love that movie. That's a great movie.
It's such a great movie, and like you get how I can't remember the main guy's name, but how he you know kills the black guy and thinks to himself that he's a martyr for the cause and goes to jail and it's all like, "Oh, I don't want to talk to anyone and all that," and then he realizes that at the end of it he's the jail's bitch, and like I feel as though like if we can stop the volume of people in jail and like you know I know that if we're all relative to population and all those other statistics people want to put in there, like it would be nice to think that you know if it was a lot less people in jail. I believe that education and removal from poverty are the two main factors for people to commit offences. Yeah, I think it's quite rare, besides possession and illicit drug use, to see other people especially better off. to commit offences. I like in Australia, the main problem at the moment is ice or methamphetamine, and the how to deal with it. We have a real issue with ice in Australia at the moment. Um,
Hmm.
Ironically, but on a contextual level, we had a shooting. We had a policeman shoot a girl on ice last year. I know that in America that's sort of a bit more commonplace. Police shoot someone because they're armed and all that. But in Australia, it made everyone just be so aware of the effects of ice. The fact that the policeman had to use a gun on her really just put everything in perspective. And like,
That's pretty rough, man.
and like, I think that things like drugs and things like that, people use because they either need to escape their own reality, or the fact is they think they're better than the drug and they will get a high. I think one of the things Australian schools really try to put the message to the kids is the message to the young children with Healthy Harold, the stuffed giraffe, being known to everyone who comes in a trailer park, is that you will never be bigger than the drug. The drug owns you.
Mm.
If you have a hit of ice or you hit a weed, the drug has you. You can think you're better than the drug. You can think you can have a puff of ice, or you can smoke marijuana, you can snort cocaine, but ultimately the drug is always going to have the bigger be the bigger impact on your life, because we as humans always seem to want to revisit our highest points. And at that highest point is snorting a white powder up your nose. Your body will want to snort that white powder up your nose
Yep.
every day. And when you don't get that high, because as study shows, you'll never get the initial first high, and that's what kills people.
Mm.
Is that people will continually snort that white powder up their nose. That that white powder could be anything. It could be cocaine. It could be smashed light bulbs. Is one of the big things they chuck in speed in Australia, which is
Hmm.
a 10% cocaine, 90% horse stripper, um, horse weight stripper,
There's
and
some disgusting stuff in drugs too.
yeah, exactly. And like, I feel as though if you can create a safe environment from young children, because we are so feeble and we're so naive as well. Um, like where I grew up is probably, or where I'm growing up, it's probably a bit like New York, Long Island. Is that it's sort of up. It's not like upper class, but it's middle of the pack. And you see a lot of kids now. Like people trying weed is something pretty quite commonplace. Um, but then again, I have met people who do cocaine at a young age, and I think it's quite sad because you know there's other ways to deal with like stress and all that. And if
I think
that's
I everywhere. I mean, people do drugs. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but
Like
but
it's an escape that just people are just gonna do. And if they want help, you offer them help. That's how I feel. And if
but
they don't want help, they're gonna eventually want help, and then you offer it then.
I
You
feel
can't,
like yeah, like in saying that, but I also like because I'm quite idealistic. I believe that exposure is one of the big things to it as well. The best example of that is I don't know if you've ever heard of a band called the Sex Pistols. That
no, I've never heard of that.
they were pretty big in the UK. They were one of the first main rock groups. They
Okay.
released a song called "God Save the Queen." That's what they're most known for. So there was a guitarist in there by the name of Sid Vicious. Ironically, his name is associated now with killing his girlfriend. And what they talked about was a documentary on his life, and his mother was a smack addict, and she was never a smack addict until she went into the local housing commission, and she could figured out that she could start selling smack and get out of the housing commission. And then she started using, and then Sid started using, and Sid would eventually die from a smack overdose. And in my opinion, like if you're not exposed to those drugs, especially heroin, ice, cocaine, methamphetamine, I think that your likelihood of getting hooked on it is a lot less. Like you know I like how when they always talk about, like, for example, Australia, every corner's got a drug dealer, but it's not until you know who that drug dealer is that become an issue.
Yeah, definitely. Drugs are a big problem, and they shouldn't be underplayed.
Hmm. And like I think, for example, marijuana being legalized, I'm a fan of because I think that we already sell something a lot more dangerous than marijuana, being both alcohol and tobacco, cigarettes,
Yep.
the stuff that was mixed in with it. I remember as a young kid being told that the average cigarette has tobacco and mixed with 44 other things. If you knew what the other 44 things are, you wouldn't want it in your body. They include paint stripper and rat poison.
Yep. And a big thing now is vaping. The water vapor
Yeah,
cigarettes.
but like
Those are
it's
big now.
that's like not as bad because it's just tobacco and water.
But like we really don't know what it is though. They're still doing studies on it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think like everything,
Um,
it's gonna.
I think anything associated with smoking, you're better off staying away from it.
I mean, the other thing too is secondhand smoke is pretty bad for you as well. It kills you.
Definitely.
They haven't found anything about marijuana yet. Marijuana gets a lot of green light because of the inherent belief of having marijuana having medicinal purposes, which I believe if it has medicinal purposes, then why the heck can't
Well,
we use it?
every drug has medicinal purposes. Even cocaine has medicinal purposes.
But not into the effect of cannabis. They believe that cannabis oil
No.
can stop the spread of cancer cells.
Yep. But I'm just saying, like every drug that people are abusing, they were all created for medical purposes.
Oh, definitely. Like methamphetamine. It's a pharmaceutical drug. They used to
Yep.
if you watch Breaking Bad, they used to just supply it. Or where can we get the amphetamine and stuff like that? Just go to the old pharmaceutical warehouses. Like you know,
Yeah.
yeah. But I like
Oxycontin one is one of the probably most used painkillers right now.
that's getting a really bad rap at the moment, isn't it, Oxy? Because of the addictive properties in it.
Yep. But it's still one of the more popular what's it called? Pain reducers right now
Yeah, America's got a.
in hospitals and stuff like that right now.
I don't think we use much Oxy in Australia. We more use I think we use like extreme forms of Panadol and things like that because we our pharmaceutical market is a lot more regulated than America.
Okay.
So like just to bring out a drug is a lot of process. You know the how you guys had the guy that bought that AIDS drug and made it $1,000 each.
Yep.
In Australia, that wouldn't happen. Like if that happened, that guy would be forced to leave the country and sell his company because we wouldn't like stand for it as a population.
Good. That's always positive.
Hmm. Oh, well, enough with the rant about the lifelong dream. I think
All
we.
right. Now, something just got revealed as we're recording this. There's
Hmm.
this koala Pokemon, and then there's this puppy Pokemon that got leaked beforehand, but now we get a better picture of it too. Remember the
Let
puppy
let me
from
go on
the
Cerebi and let me try to get up the things.
oh my these things. The koala Pokemon is it's not the koala Pokemon I wanted per se, but it's a koala Pokemon and I want it and I love it and it's the best. Oh my god.
Um.
I want now we're just waiting for a dolphin.
What if Popolo evolves into a dolphin
Poplio?
or whatever?
It's a
Then
seal. Why would a seal evolve into a dolphin? A
I don't-
clown seal evolve into a
Darwinism,
dolphin?
Darwinism,
No, no,
Darwinism, Darwinism,
no.
Darwinism.
Poplio is the worst starter of them all, from in my opinion. You can hate me all you want, but I don't like Poplio. Rowlet is my starter as of right now.
Litten. Give Litten
It's
hyperspace.
lit. It's lit.
Give it hyperspace fury.
No,
Yes.
it's just dumb.
Why not? Just imagine if Mega Houndoom got hyperspace fury. No, Mega
But
we.
hyperspace fear. It's its signature move. Why do you do that?
Other mons have Roar of Time. Do you know what? Guess what mon gets Roar of Time?
Jirachi?
Does it? I don't think it
No,
does.
it gets Draco Meteor. I'm sorry. What gets Roar of Time?
Darkrai.
Oh yeah, Darkrai gets Roar of Time.
It
It
was
was
like
an
a
event.
yeah. It also gets special rend.
Yeah, it was an event Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darkrai is probably one of the most broken Pokemon they ever made.
No, that's not that bad. Okay, so let's have a look at it. So
Dark Void, too broken.
I've got okay. I reckon this little koala is going to be a grass fighting type. What? Okay,
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a normal grass.
I don't. So back when we used to play Dom, we used to just have to look at the colors and we'd be like, oh, that's a blue Pokemon. That's a water type. That's a a yellow
Well,
Pokemon.
when
Must
we
be another.
started playing, couldn't tell what the Pokemon was.
Oh, same here because we didn't have enough colors. We didn't.
Nope, there's actually no colors.
Yeah, there was in yellow, but then again that
Yeah,
came out later.
red and blue. No, no.
No
Yeah,
colors. Okay.
but the color looks really cool. I really like it.
Do you reckon?
It's like sleeping. It's
Yeah.
like it reminds me a lot of Slack Off and Slaking. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that line.
Oh, it just gets sleep talk. Level 1 sleep talk.
Yeah, and the other thing's just straight up Puchiana. It's a dog.
Yeah. Do you reckon that's gonna be your? Okay. So do you reckon
It's
the?
the Rattata. It looks like the Rattata to me.
Yeah. No, but I'm not looking at the page now. Do you reckon the guy in the hat? Do you reckon he's gonna be professor, gym leader?
No,
What?
he's confirmed to be Professor Kukui.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's 100% confirmed to be Professor Kukui.
I love his name.
It's a nut tree in Hawaii,
Oh,
and I love how like if you look at the overworld map, it's really mountainous, and I really like it. We've never had like a truly like mountainous region.
I
Like
want I
Mount,
want I want more water. There wasn't enough water in Oras.
there was like no water in Oras. No, there was a lot of water in Oras. I'm
I thought that
sorry.
was yeah.
I thought you were talking about X and Y
No.
because like there was this one little surf point. That's it.
Okay.
Just to give you a surf point.
Yeah. So we have a
But I
Pooch.
think if you look at the overworld map, there's boats, and
Yeah.
if you see around the bays, there's a lot of rocks. So I think you're going to be traveling the different islands through boats.
Other interesting thing about this little dog thing, I reckon this is gonna be another normal type one. I've got a feeling that
Normal what?
another normal type one. It's gonna be like another Rattata sort of thing, and
Yeah,
Poochyena.
it's
I reckon it's
the
gonna be normal ground. I reckon it looks like a normal ground mon.
it might be ground, but it might just be regular normal.
Mm.
It's
Okay.
the puppy. It's the zigzagoon of it's the bunny. It's the bunnelbee of the generation.
You mean
For all,
You mean the goon?
it's it's the Rattata. It's the Centret. It's the zigzagoon. It's the
No, no, no. The
Beezus.
goon.
It's the Patrat. It's the bunnelbee, and now
Oh,
it's the
I don't think you get the
super puppy.
goon reference, but that's fine.
I don't get the goon reference now.
Oh, I made a video before
Zigzagoon?
Zigzag Goon because it absolutely swept the shit out of people. Hang on. Okay, that's the Sun and Moon. I thought I was gonna. Yeah. Also, what do you think of the Rotom Pokedex?
Oh, don't get me started on the Rotom Pokedex. I think it's the worst thing that's ever happened to Pokemon.
I think it's smart. I think it's cool.
Now, do you want me? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not gonna say that and not give a reason why.
Giving me a
I'm gonna say
reason.
because it's not a Pokemon. It's an annoying piece of shit.
Rotom.
You know, it's going to talk to you every 10 minutes. It's gonna show you where you're gonna go. Leave me the fuck alone. I hate when they handhold me. I just want to fucking explore, man. Let me explore this amazing region that looks really cool. Let me explore. Give me
Um.
freedom. Don't make me go from point A to point B every 10 seconds. Leave me the fuck alone.
I've got a question. Do you think Volcanion is actually a Gen 7 mon, not a Gen 6 mon? Because I mean, in this CoroCoro reveal, and I feel like it's a bit of a. It's not meant to
All right.
be.
Can I can I can I say something
Yeah.
that'll just throw that notion out of the water?
Yes.
We knew about it when X and Y first came out.
True, true, because I hacked it in.
They
Is it
hacked it. Yeah. They
yeah,
didn't have the stats, but they knew it existed. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So how could it possibly be a Gen 7 Pokemon?
Because it's in the CoroCoro.
Shut the fuck up. That's all I have to say. We knew about it when it was in X and Y, so they just didn't release it yet. Calm down.
Okay,
It's a
and then
Gen 6 Pokemon.
so then it looks like I've got a poster for the new movie as well, by the looks of things. And it looks like Ash
The Mangina thing? I don't even think that's a Pokemon.
Magiana is a mon.
It's Mangina, okay? It's pronounced Mangina. I don't even think it's a Pokemon. I'm just gonna say that out loud
Okay.
because like
Okay.
it's Gen 7. I don't know.
Okay. Hang on. Its abilities have been released and types, I think. Okay. We were right.
Really,
The
really.
yeah, Nekawala, the half awake Pokemon, which is normal type with the ability to definite sleep, which prevent it from being afflicted with a status other than sleep. Oh, what an ability!
Yo. It's gonna
Whoa.
have rest and sleep talk no matter what. Like,
No, no, no. But like, you don't even have to run rest because it can only be afflicted by sleep. So you can just run sleep talk. Imagine if it gets recover. You can just run. You can just run
but
recover.
it's not gonna get recovered. It's gonna get rest and sleep talk. That's gonna be its only way of recovering.
No, no, no. Okay. And then we were
That's a,
close, but the dog Iwanko and is a rock type Pokemon. Its ability is
it's a
Kenai,
rock. It's a rock type. And what's its ability? Canine.
Kenai or Vital Spirit. Vital Spirit means you can't go to sleep.
Yeah. It's pretty ironic. They showed us both of its abilities. Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
It's a rock type. That's weird.
Okay. Um, Magiana, the code in the CoroCoro will let you get a special Magiana in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So it's the first. It's essentially another Victini. You get the game, you get the legend sort of thing, which I really hate. I just think all mons should be obtainable. But you know, that's just how
Yeah.
people are.
Oh, so it's is it a level 100 stat Pokemon?
I assume so. Has got the Soul Heart ability and a new move called Furu Cannon.
Furu Cannon?
Yes.
Fufu Cannon.
Furfuru Cannon. Let me see if it has any more.
No, Fufu for Chimp playing Fufu this week in the GBA.
True, true. We should just like conspire a team together.
Yeah.
I was just every week, Tom. You're just gonna get a weekly. This is what you should be running. Okay. Let's go back to the questionnaire.
Yo.
I'm gonna cut that out of our. I'm gonna cut that bit out of the video and make it like its own little thing as a reaction.
Okay. Okay. Uh, how did it feel to use an extremely hyper offensive team this season in the NBA?
Alright, that was a question by Dan. Dan, one
AKA Drive. No, not the guy. Not that guy.
Dan, aka Zevej. One tip.
Zev.
Yeah, Zev.
Zavej.
I don't know. I can't pronounce. The
Zavej.
vegetables need peeling. The vegetables need peeling. That's what my mother says to me every night. James, the vegetables need peeling. No. Fun fact. Always check your abilities on mons before you draft them. I do not know why, but I thought Roserade got chlorophyll. Don't
What?
like. I thought Roserade got chlorophyll.
What?
I
What?
well,
Dude.
okay, let me explain what happened. I was going to initially draft Charizard Y, Roserade, and Venusaur. And someone said to me, "Why are you drafting both Roserade and Venusaur? They both do the same job." And when they said that, I was like, "Oh, okay, so Roserade gets chlorophyll then." Because I think
No.
doesn't it's one of its pre-overs? No, they all have poison point. Yeah.
No. Well, first off, Roserade gets natural cure. Everybody knows it gets natural cure, right? And one of its most signature abilities is Technician too, because like Technician, Hidden Power, right? So
But
there's two abilities right there out of the water
and its third
that are
one.
known to everybody.
What's its third one? Poison point, isn't it, or something like
Poison Point. Yeah, Poison Point.
that? See, in my opinion, though, Roserade was the hidden gem of my season. It literally saved so many games. The Technician Hidden Power Ice play on Chewy that O-codes the Salamence with Scarf. Like,
Technician Hidden Power is really good.
you know what the really
I think it's definitely underrated Roserade in the
you,
draft format.
you know what the one thing that really hindered Roserade was when Giga Drain got
What?
a stat boost. Giga Drain got a stat boost from 60 to 75.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but like yeah, the hyper offensive team worked really well. It was just Mayo spread yellow magic against me, and I didn't prep that well for finals. Donphan was underwhelming. I definitely should have brought like a rock polish set sometimes. I feel as though I didn't.
Don't say that after just Envy did it. You wouldn't have thought of that ever. Now you're gonna see everybody wearing rock polished on fan.
I mean, to be honest, I did drop Keldeo week 2, I think, after saying it had nothing to do, and as soon as I dropped it, or the first time I wanted Keldeo back, I wanted to run a Swords Dance set, and I was like, oh great.
No,
No,
Swords
but
Dance Kelly was always a troll set.
I'm like, but like, I just never liked Keldeo. I think it's shit. Like I
It's
think
not. First off, it's not shit. You just got to slap yourself across the face right there because it's not shit. It's very good at what it does.
yeah, but like I don't rate it that highly. Like I think like even when A12 said it made like his top 10 list of Omons in draft format, I was like, really? I have not seen one person who's
I
called
don't
it.
think Diggersby's number one.
Oh,
It's
of
not number.
course. I think it's A12's personal bias, and he even admits it himself that it's a bit of personal bias. Jiggsby's number one. Like personally,
It's very good. It's underrated in draft format, but it's not number one.
I mean, look at how Nips used it. Nips didn't use it that well. I mean, just because it's the
First
most.
off, Nip. I hate to say it, Nips. He's the one person in the GBA I was smacking my screen saying, "What the fuck are you doing?"
No, no, no. The worst one was Hayden.
Hayden had two good games at least where he made sense.
Yeah, see
I
this.
don't remember. I don't remember Nips ever
He got a couple of
doing.
wins. He got a, he got
He
a,
had a couple of
he
wins.
had a, he had the gub sweep with the for alligator. That was cool.
That was funny. It was funny because Gubs lost to Nips twice, and it was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life.
See, the thing that annoyed me about Hayden was I personally rate Hayden really highly. Apart from the fact that everyone says he only like uploads wins, like I rate him really highly, and he just seemed to not care about it. Like he sort of would go in and go, "I've got nothing this week," and it's like, why not use the back office or talk to someone about it? And like his first 2 weeks were amazing, and then he lost to Miguel, and then everything just went downhill when he lost to Miguel.
Yeah,
Everyone realized that he was weak to toxic spikes and things like that. But like, as a competitor, you've got to realize things to like, not to be rude to Hayden, but like drafting Torterra. I don't know why you would draft Torterra as an NU pick. I get it as a grass type, but I don't see it as amazing as people do. I think like Roserai's a lot better than a Torterra.
I think it's just because he liked the Pokemon.
Yeah, and like who's like
You know, he drafted. You know what? Drafting Torterra, it killed the Zardex. Okay, cool.
yeah,
So
yeah, like it was
had,
cool. It was cool, but
yeah, it was cool.
yeah,
He
but
drafted a really good core in Mega Sableye, Slowbro, and
Clefable.
Clefable.
But he didn't
That
bring
was
in.
a,
He didn't draft any poison types.
but that was still a really good. That was still a really good core he drafted
Yeah, like
with Torn T and Darmanitan. Like he had a solid draft. Nips he drafts Rapidash.
yeah, it's sad to see Nips and Shady leave it, but I don't know. Shady at the end of it.
I don't think Shady at the end of it was pretty bad.
See, I feel like Shady wants to like diversify himself, and like same as Miguel. Like I think those are the two guys that really want to diversify themselves.
I just think he likes duelist. He likes duelist more than Pokemon right now.
Yeah, Pokemon's got a bit stealth. Everyone like. I think also too the thing
I
about.
think even the draft format's getting a little stale too now.
I mean, they're balancing it a bit. Like they're getting rid of Mega Metagross. They banned Hooper on Bound, which
Uber Bound, like, did they really ban Mega Metagross for our draft? I would agree with that definitely.
no,